Level 1. Conscript. Age 17. You are told you are enlisted. There is no choice. 10 years of mandatory service. No refusal is possible. After 3 weeks, you find yourself on a bus. Your head is shaved. No phone, no personal items, no options. The barracks contain 50 men in one concrete room. No heating. You sleep in your uniform so you do not freeze. Wake up is at 5 in the morning. You run until someone collapses. If one falls, everyone runs harder. Breakfast is corn porridge. Lunch is corn porridge. Dinner is corn porridge. You are never full. You are never warm. One night, food rations disappear. Officers do not investigate. They punish everyone. Shirts are removed. Snow reaches your knees. 3 hours of silent kneeling in the cold. A soldier next to you whispers, "This is not fair." The next morning, his bed is empty. No explanation, no questions are allowed. You learn quickly, silence is survival. 6 months pass. You stop feeling hunger. You stop feeling anything. Then your name is called. You are transferred to the border. Level 2. Border Guard. Age 18. You are 18 years old. You are stationed at the northern border. 200 meters away is another country. At night you can see their lights, brighter than anything you have ever seen. Your rifle is older than you. You have 5 bullets. Orders are simple. If someone runs, you shoot. No discussion, no hesitation. You patrol in pairs. You barely speak. At 2:13 a.m., the river is half frozen. You hear movement. A shadow runs toward the water. Your commander says you have 3 seconds. 1. You raise your rifle. 2. The figure reaches the riverbank. 3. If you shoot, you kill someone trying to survive. If you do not shoot, you become the suspect. A shot is fired behind you. The shadow falls into the water. Silence. At base, you are asked only one question. Why did you hesitate? You do not answer. That hesitation is recorded in your file. From that night on, you no longer aim to decide. You aim to eliminate hesitation inside yourself. Months later, your response time improves. Your loyalty is marked as stronger. You are transferred again. Level 3, Squad Leader, age 22. You are 22. You survived the border. Now you command 8 men. You inspect uniforms, weapons, behavior. Every letter from home passes through you first. I am hungry. The harvest failed. I miss you. You decide what they are allowed to read. One night a soldier whispers, "Maybe life is better across the river." You say nothing, but you record his name. The next day he is taken. No one asks where he went. Others stop speaking at night. You begin to understand the pattern. Survival is no longer about shooting. It is about reporting. You begin watching everything: hesitation, frustration, thought itself. Level 4, Lieutenant, age 26. You are 26. You are sent to Pyongyang. The city is different. Clean streets, bright lights that never go out, real meat twice a week. You wear a pressed uniform. You attend officer academies. You study strategy, logistics, missile theory. But the most important subject is loyalty. You learn something critical. A capable officer with doubt is more dangerous than an incompetent, loyal one. Once a week, there are self-criticism circles. You must confess weakness. I lacked enthusiasm. I did not study enough. I must improve loyalty. Even if you have nothing to confess, you must say something. Silence means hiding something. A respected young officer is marked as having hidden individual tendencies. 2 weeks later, he is transferred to forced labor. No one speaks about it. Fear spreads silently. You realize the system now runs through you. You are no longer inside it, you are part of its mechanism. Level 6, Colonel, age 40. You are 40, you have a driver, a government car, a better apartment in Pyongyang, imported alcohol, private meals, family relocation to better housing. Your signature controls resources, training programs, missile readiness approvals. But everything is monitored. Your phone is watched, your guards rotate without explanation. In meetings, generals speak carefully, no jokes, no interruptions. A general you dined with last month is absent today. No one mentions him again. A missile test fails publicly. Minor impact, but an internal review begins. No accusations, only questions. Why was this sequence approved? Who confirmed readiness? Were instability risks ignored? You respond calmly. Your report is accepted. But you understand, in this system, mistakes are not erased, they are stored. Level 7, General, age 48. You stand on a parade platform, medals cover your chest, cameras surround you. The world sees power, you feel exposure. In high-level defense meetings, you discuss satellites, missile programs, border incidents. Phones are left outside, notes are memorized, not written. Every sentence is measured, every silence is suspicious. Then you notice an empty chair. A general who sat there last month is gone. No explanation, no mention. A missile test fails publicly. Foreign media reports it within minutes. Emergency meetings begin in silence. No one is accused immediately. But everyone knows a scapegoat is being selected. You are asked to publicly critique another general, a man you worked with for years. If you defend him, you risk association with failure. If you condemn him, you secure survival. You choose carefully. He disappears days later. After that, you sleep less. Every knock at night feels final. Every meeting feels like a trap already prepared. You realize the higher you rise, the fewer people stand between you and punishment. Level 8, Inner Circle Member, age 52. You are 52. You enter the Supreme Military Council. No phones, no written records. You advise directly on nuclear strategy, missile deployment, national defense messaging. You eat in secure facilities. You have protection, comfort, influence. For the first time, you feel untouchable. Then a missile test fails publicly. No immediate reaction, but behind closed doors, silence becomes selection. A scapegoat is being chosen again. Internal investigation begins. Questions are precise. Who approved the launch window? Who validated readiness? Were instability risks ignored? No shouting, no threats, only cold interrogation. You understand something fully now. The system does not punish failure, it punishes exposure. After 30 years of loyalty and removal of others for smaller mistakes, your name begins appearing in internal summaries. Strategic misjudgment, possible fatigue, reduced decisiveness. You are not arrested, you are reassigned. A rural training facility, no influence, no access, no visibility. Your identity begins to dissolve from official records. Someone else takes your place, and the system continues exactly as before. Level 9, the Erased Man, age 55. You are 55. You live in a remote training facility. No press, no visitors, no access to intelligence.
You still wear a uniform, but no one salutes you. Your phone is replaced, your driver reassigned, your security reduced. Your name disappears from official media. Your portrait is removed from halls of honor. Officially, you have been reassigned. Practically, you are finished. You wake up at 5 in the morning again like you were when you were 17. But now no one watches you. No one acknowledges you. No one needs your signature. Reports that once required your approval are now signed by someone else. A younger officer, careful, loyal, loud in the right way. And now you see the truth clearly. You were never rising through a system. You were being positioned through it. And in this system, visibility is temporary.